Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. You see the moisture coming out of my mouth as I'm talking, as it's cold out here. So I thought, hey, let's hop on this, the 2023 Chevy Silverado that I just drove home, because I just bought it. And I thought, well, let's see how it starts in the cold. Every time I had a diesel come over, I always had my farmer friends stop by and look at a new diesel, and their first comment was, you still got to plug it in? You got to plug it in, Tim? And no, you don't. So there's the entry screen. So yes, this does have an engine block heater. I just was checking the manual. It says you can plug it in. It doesn't really say what temperature, just plug it in. So I didn't do that. And I thought, let's do it something differently. Let's see how long it takes to start up. So currently, temperature is 6 degrees, low of -2 overnight. It's supposed to get even colder, like -7 on Thursday with wind and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I won't be here on Thursday. But I thought, okay, it's 6 degrees. You can see my breath. You know, this is probably as cold as we get. I mean, the -7 is really cold, but this is kind of average this time of year for Nebraska. So I'm in the truck. I haven't started it. You can see all the glaze in the window. I've never started it up this morning. I'll put my foot on the and press the button. And there you go. Yeah, for 6, that's pretty good. I can feel it struggling a little bit. Yeah, you can see that tack kind of going da 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 da. So it doesn't like the cold. There it goes. Now it's warming up. Okay, so it's 1,000 RPMs, kind of going back and forth. So I would say, yeah, if you're gonna use this overnight when it's cold location, probably plug it in. Block heater. Make sure it's rated for that much amperage. Outdoor cord. You know, make sure you don't plug in just a regular household cord to that, but 3-prong grounded. Yeah. So there we go. Now it's starting to do its thing. So let's talk about this. So I put on the steering wheel is on, heated seats are on. I'm going to turn this up all the way, but I'm not going to turn it on because I want to wait till it warms up a little bit. If I can tell, where's our gauge for that? I don't know if we have a gauge. I'll go over here and left side compass tire and temperature. So it's saying it's 12 degrees. My phone's saying it's 6 degrees. So sorry for that. Fourth. Fuel economy average, trans temperature. Okay. So I'm going to go with time and temperature over there. That's kind of a nice look. Left side info, time and temperature. And then right side info, drive mode, compass, time, temperature, tire pressure, fuel economy, average, trans. How do I get the lower gauges? Okay, there we go. Now I got the medium. So now I can see it's cold. Maximum. Oh, look, I have battery, I have oil pressure, and I have the temperature. So I like that view. Let's get that view a little bit better. Okay. So somebody else said on the comments, they said, I've talked about this a little bit, where this engine doesn't have the high idle like you would with a heavy duty. So what I mean by that is in a heavy duty truck, when you hop in, you press the start button, it turns on. The system, like I'll show you a little image on this, the Ram I had last week with the Cummins, would say high idle activated, press your brake or your throttle to knock it off high idle. Okay. In this case, that message doesn't come up. So they said you got to go into the settings, and it's over in the settings. So let's go check the settings out. So if I go into settings and I go into vehicle, teen driver mode. So alerts you have set alerts for teen drivers. Rear seat reminder. So you don't leave your kids in the rear seat. Turn it on, turn it off. Buckle to drive. Turn that on. So you have to have your seatbelt on to be able to drive. Climate, air quality. Collision detection systems, comfort, convenience, lighting, power door locks, remote lock, unlock and start, seating position, and trailering. So let's check this first. Remote lock, unlock, and start. So remote unlock, light feedback, so lights flash when you hit the unlock button. You have lights and horns, remote door unlock, driver door. Okay, so when you hit the unlock, it unlocks the driver door. Auto cooled, auto ventilated seats, auto heated seats. So that's nice. When you start it up and it's cold, it turns on heated seats for you. That works well. Remote window operation, so I can run the windows. I think there's a key fob trick you can roll down the windows. Passive door lock, remote left from vehicle, remote remove from vehicle alert. So it's not there. So if I go into comfort and convenience, I have chime volume. I can turn on the reverse tilt mirror, reverse mirror folding. So when I put it in remote. When I lock the doors, it'll fold the mirrors, which, I mean, I like that, don't like that. It's kind of back and forth. And rain sensing wipers, so it's not there. Climate and air quality, auto fan speed, auto cooled heated seats, auto defrog, auto rear defrog or defog. Nothing there. So collision detection systems, safety, automatic emergency braking, lane change alert, park assist, rear cross traffic alert, rear pedestrian alert. So no, there's nothing in here in the settings to run it differently. So you have connections like for your cell phones and Wi-Fi, and then you have apps and permissions, you have date and time, and I have display, so I can talk about, whether it's on daytime mode or nighttime mode. So that's all the settings for that truck. There is no other setting. There is no high idle setting. Doesn't exist. So this truck, like I said, it's a diesel. I get it, but it doesn't act like a typical diesel. It's not the old school diesels, the high idle, plug it in overnight. You got to watch out for gelling. I've never heard somebody having a gelling issue with this truck. I just did get an email from a gentleman who said that he experienced, if you plug it in and you hit the remote start to start it up when it's sitting here, that the fan will run on high and it won't come off of high. And he says it's kind of a known issue. Seen a few things online, so I'll dive more into that when I have more time and I can get it all set up to see if that's an issue for me. But so here we go. It's been, I don't know, we'll see what the clock says. It's been a few minutes here, and I'm still cold, right? So it's been 6.5 minutes sitting here. So we did this test with the Ram 1500 that Jill did with the EcoDiesel, and she sat for 15 minutes waiting to heat up. Now, Irby in the comments said, well, clearly this is a diesel. That's all diesels do the same thing, and you got to drive them around to get some load on them. And that's true. But what I was worried about that video, or not worried about, what I was curious about in that video was, how long does it take to sit here and heat up if you were to say to remote start? Now, there are idling laws throughout this country, and they do, in fact, apply to light-duty vehicles. It says in the law, light-duty vehicles. They don't want excessive idling because you're basically, you're not only wasting fuel, but you're also polluting the environment a little bit more because you have more CO2 going out. And I get it. I'm not going to argue CO2. So, I mean, it's interesting sitting here and waiting for it to warm up. So I can see my idle dropped a little bit, so it's been consistent. It's right now at 1,000. It's just sitting there. So it still says cold, but let's turn on auto and see what happens. I'm kind of fearful. I know it's going to kick on. Okay. Oh, that's lukewarm. Starting to get a little warm. Okay, that's getting a little warm. Steering wheel is good and hot. And I have a gun I can show you, but I got heat all the way around. So I've done some stuff with, say, the Tundra, and it doesn't get heat all the way around. I got heat all the way around. This is not heated. This is heated. So heat there, and then my seats are getting warm. So I have warm seats. I have the steering wheel is getting warm, and I feel like that's warm air. Yeah, well, I'm going to call that warm-ish air. It's not hot air, but it's warm-ish air. But see, it's warm enough to start melting the snow on here, so it's starting to do its job. So it's been, let me check the clock one more time. It's been 8.5 minutes. So if you're going to remote start, and remote start usually has about 10 minutes, depending on the vehicle. I need to check the manual. I'll look it up. But about 10 minutes you want to remote start. So in 10 minutes, you should have ice coming off the windshield, and you should have a warm steering wheel and a warm seat. And that's a lot faster than that Ram EcoDiesel. That Ram EcoDiesel is 15 minutes. And here I'm already at the 9-minute mark, and I'm already getting hot air and stuff. And that, again, it's a lot different than the heavy-duty diesels. Those things take longer to heat up. They have a higher idle. Even the Ram has an auxiliary cabin heater to warm the cabin up faster. And so that's kind of my point of view on some of these videos, is I'll be talking more about that, is this differences between this and heavy-duty. So I have more videos coming for actually today and more coming soon. Check out the videos over here, website down below, pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.